I just had this customer who asked if we sell Oreo ice cream cakes. And I said, no, we don't. Unfortunately, we did like 5 years ago. Maybe that's what you're thinking of. They were so mad at me that I don't sell Oreo ice cream cake. Well, oh my gosh, how are we supposed to know you didn't sell Oreo ice cream cakes? We got one from you years ago and we just assumed you still had them. Where are we supposed to get an Oreo ice cream cake? And I was like, you know, Dairy Queen has great cakes. HEB has really great frozen ice cream cakes. Like, I was trying to help them, give them options. Well, we are clearly gonna take our business elsewhere. Yes, you have to, because I don't have business to give you. I'm trying to help you find a place to take your business, and now you're like threatening me. It was the classic customer, like, well, we're taking our business elsewhere. Okay, I know, I'm aware. The hostility, it's too early for this, it's too early. I one time had a customer call the store and he said, my wife and I came to your business and we ordered product and we ate it, and now we both feel incredibly unwell and we want a refund. And I sell dairy, so someone calls and says they feel unwell, I have to take that seriously and do some investigation. So I was like, oh my God, what did you order? What time are you here? Let me pull up your ticket. We find out that they had ordered 2 boozy lemonades and Jello shots. 0 dairy, all alcohol. And while I'm talking to him, I'm like confirming with the shift leader who opened, and I'm like, the lemonade mix was made fresh. He and I are both tasting it to make sure, and it tastes fine. So I'm communicating this to the customer. I was like, you know, there's nothing wrong with our product. And he changed his story to, oh, we just didn't like it. We want our money back. It's growing more and more aggressive. So I was like, all right, let's give this man a refund in hopes that this will be a good experience and they'll come back and try something else, and I'm gonna take care of the customer, even though something in my gut was like, this is not right. This man goes on to give me like the meanest, most horrible, untrue review. He's making up a lot of shit and saying that I said his taste buds were broken and accused him of lying, and I didn't. And you know what? I'm just mad because if he was gonna leave me a bad review anyway, should have at least kept my $35. Okay, you guys, I'm working alone, so I have no one to talk about this with, so I need to just yap for a second. I just had this customer interaction, and she ordered a small chocolate malt with no chocolate syrup. And a chocolate malt here is vanilla custard, vanilla shake mix, and we add chocolate syrup to it. That's how we make a chocolate. So I'm like, okay, you don't want chocolate syrup. Do you want chocolate custard instead to make it chocolate? She said, nope, I just want a small chocolate malt, but no chocolate syrup. I was like, okay, so a small vanilla malt then, because that's a vanilla malt. No, I did not say I want vanilla. I just want a chocolate malt with no chocolate syrup. And I was like, okay, so are we adding like hot fudge or something? Chocolate chips, M&Ms, brownie to make it chocolatey? She was so over me, but I was like, am I missing something? I wasn't. She meant what she meant, right? She wanted a chocolate malt with no chocolate syrup, and so I made her a vanilla malt and handed it out, and it was perfect. Just what she wanted. I just had a customer leave me truly speechless. He gets to the speaker. I'm like, hi, what can I get for you? He says, well, my psychotic wife just up and left me, left the kids, completely walked out. So what do you get for a person who just experienced that? And I literally said, my response was, she did what? Mind you, I like have a line. So I'm making an order while he's talking to me, and anyway, we decide on 2 baby gallon margarita. I was like, do you want flavors? He said, I don't care. Just give me something and make it alcoholic. I said, I can do that. He got to the window. He was able to trauma dump a little bit. I got the tea, but it's not mine to spill. But I have never in my life had to think, what would I make for someone who just got left by their psychotic wife and walked out on him and the children? But now I know. This is a reenactment of an interaction I had with a customer recently. This is me. This is the customer. Hi, what can I get for you? Hi, I would like the holiday brownie concrete. Cool, the peppermint brownie concrete? Yes, the peppermint brownie concrete. Great, I will have that peppermint brownie concrete right out for you. Me, handing out the peppermint brownie concrete. Why is this green? That would be the peppermint syrup. It has peppermint syrup, brownies, and crushed candy cane in it. It has peppermint in it. I thought this was just brownie. No, it's a peppermint brownie, but I can remake it if you'd like with just brownie, hot fudge, whatever you want. No, I'll just eat this. 10 minutes later and 2 minutes before we close. Hi, I need something else. This is so disgusting. I really hate peppermint, and I didn't even know this was gonna have peppermint in it. Sure. What can I get you? Okay, last night I got totally bamboozled. We have these things called Too Good To Go bags. I've shown you guys, it's like the mystery bags where we put all of our like mess up and morgue items into a random bag, and then you go on the Too Good To Go app and you can reserve your bag. So last night, this guy comes to the window and he's like so genuine and so nice. He was like, my phone just died. I'm here for my Too Good To Go bag. I only have one. Normally we have to see them swipe it. That way we like make sure that they actually had a bag reserved and they're not just stealing one. And I was like, sure, whatever. I trust you. You seem so nice, so genuine. I handed him his bag. Someone comes by like 10 minutes later and we don't have a bag for them. Every other Too Good To Go bag that we gave out, everyone like saw them swipe. I was the only one who didn't see the customer swipe their little bar. So I got played. And the bags were only $3. So hope you enjoyed your free $3 bag. Okay, so I sent out a free hot chocolate coupon to everyone who's like part of my loyalty program. They had a week to use the coupon, and today is the last day. So obviously I've been redeeming hella hot chocolate today. This lady comes to the window and she's like, hi, I want to use my free hot chocolate. I'm like, absolutely. Do you want whipped cream or mini marshmallows? You get to choose one or the other. And she's like, well, actually, I just want to get a second one. And I'm like, awesome, I'll ring you up, no problem. And she's like, well, no, like, I just want to add another one to my coupon. And I'm like, your coupon is for one free hot chocolate. I asked if she like had another account, maybe like her husband's account or whatever. We go back and forth. And then she starts complaining at me. And she's like, this is such an inconvenience. The coupon should be for 2 free hot chocolate because I have someone else in my car and now I'm gonna have to split my hot chocolate with them. And I'm just like, how am I supposed to make everyone happy? I was having a lovely evening when my phone goes ding and I get an email and it says, hey, do you want to fight this chargeback? And a chargeback is when a customer fights me for their money. There's typically 2 reasons. Either 1, they say their credit card was stolen and it wasn't them spending the money, or 2, they just want their money back. So they go to the bank and they're like, hey, let's fight Frozen Flamingo. I want my money. And the bank is like, yeah, bet, let's fight them. So then I get this email and Toast is like, hey, do you want to fight them back? So I pull up the ticket and it is such a unique order. So unique, in fact, that this specific item with these specific modifications, there's only one person who orders this. The chargeback is for a transaction on December 11th and it is currently December 29th. I'm like, this is curious because I know for a fact I've made this order since December 11th multiple times. So I run the credit card that is fighting me and I find all the checks associated, and sure enough, yes, this customer has been here multiple times since December 11th. But then in the group chat, Bugatti says, hey, actually, we made that order 2 days ago. I find the ticket, the same exact very specific item is on there, but it's a different credit card. So then I run that credit card and find all the checks associated. So obviously I fought the chargeback and Toast thinks there's a medium chance I will win. And my biggest fear is that if they win one, I'm going to be faced with an onslaught of chargebacks that I don't know if I can win. So the next time I'm working and I hear over the speaker, hey, can I get this specific item with these specific modifications? I think we only take cash. I just handed out a small green apple shaved ice and the customer looked at it and didn't take it. And he said, that's too green. And I'm like, okay, are we joking here? Do I need to pretend to laugh? Is he trying to be funny? So I was like, haha, here you go. And he said, no, that's too green. I was like, oh, okay. He said, that looks battery powered to me. I was like, well, it is, you know, fake. It's a concentrate. He said, well, yeah, but it's supposed to be a lighter green. I was like, okay, so do you want it? Or he said, I want to taste it first. I was like, okay, here's a spoon. And I hand him the shaved ice. He takes a bite and the whole time he's like staring, like we're making eye contact the whole time. And he's like, that's delicious. And I was like, so are we good? He says, it's still too green, but that's delicious. Years ago, I had a customer who came to the window and she was carrying her completely melted banana split. And I recognized her. I knew she had been here like about an hour ago. And she came to the window all mad and she was like, this banana split melted. And some context is that it was pretty cold outside, but it was in the 40s. For Texas, yes, that's very chilly. But those of us who paid attention in school, things don't freeze or stay freezing unless it's 32 or lower. So I asked this woman, like, what happened? You were here over an hour ago. Like, why didn't you eat it? And she said, oh, I went to Walmart and I left it in the car and it's cold outside, so it shouldn't have melted. Why did it melt? I did try to explain to her, like, hey, it's only like 47 outside. Of course it's gonna melt. But she was really livid and demanded that we remake it for her. And I did. But I'm curious. Was that the right call? Should I have remade it and made her happy? Which it was a large banana split. It was pretty expensive. That's like $9 worth of product. Or should I have said, sorry that you're stupid. You can drink your banana split now. Day in the life of a small business owner. I just got off the phone with a customer who was livid because she said allegedly last night she came to the store at 9:53, which is 7 minutes before we close at 10. And my staff, who I hired and trained and have worked with both of them for over 2 years, by the way, they said, go home. Our machines are broken. Our product is melted. We have nothing for you. So I'm like processing this on the phone. I'm like, okay, I hear you. I understand your frustration. Clearly something happened. Let me check in with my team. I tried to be like, oh, I'll handle it. Thanks for the info. And she said, no, you're going to call me back. You're going to call them and you're going to call me. I said, okay, girl, I got you. Let me check in. So of course I reach out to my team and surprise, Her story is completely false. Also, her timestamps were completely wrong. She actually pulled up here at literally 9:59, which again, we're still open. Okay, that's fine. But my staff just advised her, hey, we're more than happy to serve you. We close in less than a minute, but our custard is not quite as frozen as normal because we have turned off the couch freezer. Just, are you cool with that? So I get all my facts in a row. I call her back. I'm like, hey girl, listen. I said, let me just send you a voucher. Listen, let's not even deal with this. I hear you. I got you. And she said, no, I want to know what they said. So I said, well, here's actually what happened step by step. And it turned into he said, she said, and she was like fighting me. And I said, Pat, do you want my free money? Do you want my $5? And she said, no, that's not enough money. I want more. I said, okay, all right. Well, at this point, this is unproductive and I do have other things to do than sit on the phone with you. And she said, well, I'm going to report you to the Chamber of Commerce. I said, tell him I say hi. Sometimes the hardest part of being a business owner is knowing when to just shut up and like not respond to a combative customer. I was trying to take care of this customer who had left me a disgruntled review, and I wanted to refund them and let them know that like I was thankful for their feedback and like I wanted to do the most for them as like I feel like it's the right thing to do. They were so rude. They were so rude. No interest in like being taken care of, finding a resolution. So guess what? I'm not going the extra mile for you. If it's not going to make a singular difference, why should I bother? 22-year-old me would have sent more emails. This version of me knows shut up and move on faith. I had a customer recently who ordered a chocolatey sundae, which is literally the chocolatiest thing we have. Chocolate custard, brownie, chocolate syrup, chocolate chip. You know this whenever you're ordering it, right? Came up to the window, knock, knock, knock. They said, this is too much chocolate. Too chocolatey for me. I can't. And they wanted me to take in their half-eaten sundae, add vanilla custard to it, and then blend it into a little shake for free. I said no, because first, I cannot bring in your half-eaten sundae and work with it. Number two, I can sell you a scoop of vanilla. You can make your own little shake, which is what I offer. I'm all about taking care of the customer, but in this instance, you knew what you were ordering. It's literally the chocolatiest thing we have. Like, did you not expect it to be chocolatey? Anyway, they were actually pretty kind. I think they were just shooting their shot to see if they could get away with it. I politely said no, but you know, here are your options. What do you think? Should I have remade them a free item because they didn't like it, or stood my ground like I did? I recently started showing more pricing in these make an order with me videos, and it brings two different types of negative comments. The first one is, oh my gosh, this is so absurdly expensive, highway robbery, I would never come here, you're dumb, this business sucks. Second one is, oh my gosh, this is so cheap, your overhead costs must be insane, your profit margins must be so small, you're dumb, this business sucks. There's just no winning on the internet, and it's fine. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't bother me. But just remember that you will never make everyone happy, ever. Sometimes I will get a review and a customer will say, this place always makes my order wrong. I've been to Frozen Flamingo in the past 4 times. They have messed up my order. Babe, there is a really good chance, just a really good one, not a little one, a good chance that you were ordering incorrectly. Because these reviews usually come with an air of like, oh, everyone who works here is so stupid. They're so incompetent, they can't even make my order right. I get the frustration, I get it, but it's a small team of us. We scoop custard day in, day out. I've been doing this for majority of my life. The people I hire, they're not stupid, okay? So if every time you're coming, we are not handing you the item that you're expecting, there's a good chance that we're making what you asked for, but it wasn't what you had in your head. Does that make sense? And I can't reply to reviews and say that because unprofessional. But please, if this is ever you at any place and you feel like they're just always getting it wrong, maybe they are, okay? Maybe you're right, but maybe you're not. This is for food service workers only. If you're not in food service, or I'll broaden it to customer service specifically. If you don't do that, scroll along. Y'all, what is in the air? Why have we been dealing with the crankiest, meanest, sassiest people ever? Out of the blue, all of a sudden, just in time for Christmas. We're not being yelled at or like cussed out, which happened during, but it's like everyone has an attitude. Do you want chocolate or vanilla custard? Why? Why are you asking me that question? Like that kind of energy. And please tell me we're not alone. Disclaimer, I am thankful for every single customer, especially since I'm in my slowest season, and I love every customer. I heart you. Even if you are mean to us, I love you. This is not saying I don't want customers. I'm just saying, why is everyone angry? One thing that I do not tolerate when it comes to customers is people who fight about the price. It is not up for debate. You cannot bargain with me. The prices are what they are. You either spend the money or you don't. Someone was recently bitching about the fact that to get pecans on her sundae, it cost her like $1 something for those pecans. And she's like, I could go to H-E-B and I could buy a whole bag for blah, blah, blah. I was like, then do it, girl. You're paying for convenience. You're also paying for me to buy those pecans and then sell them to you. that always comes with an upcharge. And there's just been so many bitchy people who think that just being rude about the price is gonna make it go lower. You will never win that fight. I will never discount an item just because you think it should be less. I recently celebrated 3 years of Frozen Flamingo, but I am on year 6 of owning this place. I originally took over January 2019, and it was a franchise that had been in Georgetown since 2001. Now, I did not change the product. It was just frozen custard. I didn't change the mix, nothing. All I did was expand the menu and then change the name, the branding. But this caused some chaos in Georgetown. There was so many people who were so kind, supportive, excited, but there were a lot of people who just hated it. They hated the new name, they hated the logo, they hated the branding, they hated flamingos, and they really wanted to make sure that I knew that they hated it. I got so many emails, website submissions, phone calls. Several people even took the time to drive up to the store, not buy anything, and just tell me that they hated it. It was the best thing I ever did. It's truly what saved my business, if we're gonna get deep. But 3 years ago, little 25-year-old Faith was scared out of her mind that I had made the wrong decision and that Georgetown would never accept Frozen Flamingo. And that is in part what led me to start posting on an app called TikTok.